So you look like a YouTuber, so you might want to lower it. There you go.
Oh.
But if I spit out everything I hear, I would be
32.2.
I'll take it. Of course.
Really quick blip.
Yeah, and then it goes away, right?
Yep.
Let me point
So
it this
if
way.
it was from
so
something
it's not
man-made,
people.
it would trickle down. 32, 29,
And it was
31.
like 32.3.
Yep. So keep in mind, again, no questions like what color is George Washington's white horse?
36.7.
From your spirit box.
54.8.
Y'all scaring me. I'm just saying.
All right, so we're going to kind of hold there. Let me get through the history before you start
Yep.
shouting numbers.
Okay. I'll just remember.
Your ceiling is 54,
It's the dump.
so anything under 54.
It's a ghost factory.
Oh my gosh.
It's a ghost factory.
This is going to be a long night, Leslie. You ready?
Let's go into a bar.
Charles and Eliza Pinckney had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 different Chucks, in case you weren't paying attention. That's why we look for those secondary clues. I need to know which one it is, so that way we know how to communicate with them. You guys are getting the point. Damn, all these comes over here. Driving me nuts. Yeah, it's just, this isn't a normal tour, so when they see people with gizmos and gadgets, I've been stopped before, like, what do you guys do? Kind of thing. So I'm always like looking over my shoulder when there's police around. And we do have tourism police, believe it or not. Yeah, make sure we're staying within our bounds. Wow. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But anyway, back to Eliza. So the son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. It's a big deal for us, but I hate politics. So we're going to move on. We're going to talk about Eliza instead. She has a much better history and a much richer history based on where we are. Eliza marries Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it that way because if you're going to ask her how old she was when she got married, don't expect numbers from the colonial days that she came from, like 12 and 14. Think of today's standards, because her husband was over double her age. So, yeah, kind of a creepy age gap back then, a creepy age gap now. So, just put that back into your brain. Anyway, she married him because her father was over in England, and he thinks he's dying. So, he's trying to bring all his children home one last time. Eliza does not think he's dying, so she stays put and gets married. It's 1744. You don't get married in that particular year to get a green card. We're not a country yet. So she did marry him out of love. This is a true love story. Don't poke the bear. There's no foul play with the marriage. No love affair. And she did remain a widow after her husband's death. So again, true love. Now, back to Eliza. She was correct. Dad did not die right away. Instead, he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing right now. One of those gifts happened to be the plant seeds of indigo. You guys have been in town for at least a day. You've seen the word indigo somewhere. I guarantee it. Good. We do get a lot of gardening terms here. Because of that. Because her garden was in this location. You have my name on there? Spelled properly? Yep. So, back to Eliza. Lost my train of thought because now my name's on there. My name shows up a lot, just so you guys know. Because I'm here 7 nights a week. They know me. I have a relationship with these people. Exactly. So she married him, got married 1744, right? Now, indigo's here. She doesn't know what to do with it. By the way, that's a plant that makes blue dye that makes your blue jeans blue, in case you weren't familiar with what indigo is. So she had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it cultivated. It's not always hot here. Obviously, you guys are all bundled up tonight. Then she had to learn how to make the dye that the plant makes. That's a whole big process. She learned how to do it right here, and then moved to a cash crop. Got a hold of Dad and told him the rice plantations were going downhill, that the indigo was going to make him a killing. And we now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. It's something absolutely unreal. So, that's the boring business stuff with Eliza. These cars aren't. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys are here. What's going to happen at this location is I am going to assign questions, simply because I do not want anybody asking about Eliza's children. And keep in mind that we have a lot of communication devices going on, so if Amanda asks a question, Angela might get the answer. Not to mention we have 3 video cameras running, plus my voice recorder. Those answers can literally go anywhere. That's why the Spirit Box people are going to tell me everything they're hearing, because you don't know what other people are asking. So here's how this is going to go. So Amanda and Gabby, you guys are going to have the same set of questions because you have the same Spirit Box. You're going to go after Eliza's death. 4 major things that we get. Don't worry, we got this. This is a happy place. 4 major things that we get answers to: how old she was when she died, what she died from, where she's buried, what president was a pallbearer at her funeral. So kind of keep those 4 questions in the back of your brain. As long as you ask other questions respectfully, you may get answers. So I'm just giving you the common things.
Do you have to say them out loud?
Up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You can just focus on it and just tell me what you hear when I come to my round robin, because we're probably only going to do 1 round robin at this location. just based on the respect factor. Kate, with yours, can you see a mansion up here?
Just ask what she died of.
Can you see the
Yeah.
mansion?
Go, girl.
What do you like with my own eyes?
Yeah.
Parking lot.
Yeah, exactly. So the mansion's not here anymore. That's my point.
No.
Okay, I was
So-
like, I feel like this is a trick question. Yeah, sorry.
There's a
I
quiz
was
at the end.
confused too. I was
Sorry.
like,
So you're going to ask what happened to the mansion.
Okay.
Because yours only gives us like 1 to 2 syllable answers.
Okay.
So hopefully you're going to find out what the tragedy was. And if you get
Okay.
the what, we will normally get 2 or 3 numbers of the when, the very specific date of when that occurred.
Okay.
So again, you can imagine my excitement. You guys are going to get all of these answers when we regroup.
Okay.
Last but not least, yours is going to work both in tandem together. I don't think I've ever done this experiment with just one person before. Normally these go to 2 different people. So Eliza that I just told you about is the second wife named Eliza from Charles back to back. So the first wife, Eliza, also had a maiden name that started with the letter L. So hopefully you get ELP over here in that order. I don't want it in a scramble, in that order. Or you get the maiden name of which Eliza we're dealing with on this device. They've come up either way, just so you have that idea. You won't get just initials on this guy. You might want to get like 1 letter at a time. It might give you like just an E for Eliza, but we've never had like 3-letter initials. So ELP, you don't know what the maiden names are, so you're going to have to show me what those lists are when I kind of do my round robin with everything. I think that about covers everything. Did you get any other numbers, Chris?
Nope, that's been the highest.
Okay.
Money and cash coming up.
So at this point, you're going to tell me anything above 25.
Okay.
That'll be your baseline going forward. We won't have to change it from there on out. This is one of the few spaces that actually gets above that number,
Okay.
just so you have that idea. All right, nice and slow. Hit that record button. Camera on your left, Wes, not the right. Nope. Yep, you want to flip it upside down. There you go. I know it's a weird spot, but YouTube doesn't like the flippies. There you go, perfect.
Am I supposed to be doing anything with this thing?
Now with this guy, I had the sensitivity turned down over there because we were near electrical poles. Now it's going to go up a little bit because there is EMF in here, obviously, because Chris is giving us those readings. So again, when you get a full row at the bottom, just take this green dial up here, turn it counterclockwise to turn it off, and then go back to 1 o'clock just to get a fresh start. And that's it. Can I see the rest of your word list real quick?
Are we just going?
Yep, let's do it. I'll do a round robin with everybody, and then we'll wrap this one up. Plants, liver. Excited about plants. Liver, not so much. Could be a drinking problem, but
yeah, that's exactly what we said because she said it happened over at the bar.
yeah, it's a possibility, but I would need something else a little bit more specific. You guys are getting my point, so it's not always going to be vague like that. If it said drink, liver, then death, yeah, I would be convinced that
She literally has death on hers.
on her list that she heard.
Yeah, she has death, timing. She has like
Is it
a
recording her
crazy.
words? Like the words that
She's
typing them
typing up
She's typing them out.
to keep
okay.
track
that
so
way
she
she can
doesn't
show me.
memorize. Yeah.
Because she's getting a lot, obviously. So when it's that going off like that, like almost every other letter, I'm going to scale it back just a little bit, just so you're not getting so much interference. See how your row filled up really fast? And I don't see anything in there.
Right.
So go ahead and, yep, just turn it back. Back to 1 o'clock. There you go. Nice and easy. I don't think I've ever had one person do both of those devices. So we'll see if they do it. All right, so yeah.
You said just stand still,
You got
so that's what I'm doing. And I'm not trying to talk to ghosts because
They might come and talk to you.
No, I prayed for years because our family is gifted with talking to spirits and,
But you might get voices on there.
well, no, let's hope not because, oof. Oh God, what if my mom tried to talk to me? Mom, if it's you, it's a different thing. Used to be a mansion here. What in the world? A ghost hunt, and I ghost hunt my own mom. Used to be a mansion. Gabby. Was that your thing beeping?
Group over here. Kind of like, you know.
Do I turn this thing off now?
Nervous over there?
Oh.
No, I'm smoking.
Oh, you are?
He said, you're blowing out smoke. That's how important it is. He's like, no, I'm smoking. Oh, this is behind the coffee.
No, like I'm fine. Like I'm just getting a different vibe here than what the other place.
Okay. All right, talk to me. What'd you guys hear?
Oh, I'm supposed to hear on the way here?
Yep, you're supposed to listen.
Oh, the whole way over here?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
It's a good thing you're recording.
Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna let these folks
Y'all
pass
didn't
through.
listen.
You guys can come through. You're fine.
Until we got
It's okay.
here.
Don't block the road.
Well, then trade me and I'll listen. I was following her directions. I'm gonna go sit over there and listen.
Well, you need to know the history, and actually, I don't want that one on now.
Oh, okay.
Simply because if that one's running, I'm trained to listen to it, and I lose track of what I'm telling y'all.
Oh.
So let's kind of group in nice and tight. So Amanda, come on in.
Amanda, come on in.
You guys can listen. I'm
Don't
okay
block
with
the
that.
road.
I don't care if you guys ignore me all night. I'm fine with it.
No, I'm
I'm gonna
But
record.
again, I just like to keep our group nice and tight because other tours come in here. So here's what's going to happen. If another tour comes in here, and again, get those cameras running, be discreet. So if somebody's coming by, just point them to the ground. They normally come out of that ivy wall because there is a stairwell right there, and they'll kind of cut through us. Or they'll come in the exact same way that we. If like just normal folks are walking through, we'll still split the seas for them and let them pass through. I'll stop talking so they can go through peacefully. If you guys get my point. So this place is called Philadelphia Alley, but it used to be called Jewelers Alley. So this is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. I say some simply because it was illegal in the 1700s and they had to find hiding places in order to conduct the duel. This happened to be one of those spaces. So every ghost tour comes down here. This is actually what I'm working out of the route through November and December, so I'll be coming here less and less. It probably won't be part of my route starting in January. We will be hitting the new spot tonight, just kind of like a little test, and it is with a new piece of equipment. So it hasn't been brought out yet because I bought it specifically for that location. We'll see how noisy it is because we do need it to be somewhat kind of quiet in order to be able to capture things. You'll see why once we get there. But this is the place I'm going to be taking out. So anyway, every ghost tour comes through here, tells the same story. I'm going to give you the same story, but I'm going to give you more details because you're ghost hunting. This isn't a cheesy campfire and marshmallow kind of ghost tour, right? So let's get into it. The doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. Those of you listening to Spirit Boxes while I'm talking, if you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl, it is not coincidence. It's part of his name. We get it all the time. So just kind of giving you that inkling of thought. So, you have your camera running too, by the way?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. You don't, actually. There you go. It should be a square.
The square?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. So hit the circle, and it'll turn to a square.
Oh, there's a bush.
The same book's trying to come through. So anyway, Dr. Ladd moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. That's her name.
Amanda. Yep. Amanda's my best friend. Sounds like a beach.
This is a ghost hunting tour.
Yeah, we don't want to interrupt you guys pay for this, sorry.
So, you guys have all the gizmos and gadgets. Again, you're the weirdos, so in case you're wondering where they're at tonight, look around, you're them kind of mentality. And I do get poachers that will just try to latch on as well. That's why I learn all of your names and all of your faces, so that way if somebody just kind of shows up, I'm like, you don't belong, get the hell out of here. Anyway, back to why we're here. Anyway, he gets supposed to get married to his...
Yeah, we've already said it twice today to people.
Yeah, I already popped off on somebody today.
Nice.
Yeah, she had a bad attitude. I told her I was going to put her in my prayer group. Maybe she should get some meds.
The maitre d' at our hotel had a bad attitude.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Nick. Please continue.
I will. I was waiting for you to finish.
I'm so sorry.
Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of this cash flow she just received. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after her money, so he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. So I don't know what Chris does for a living, but if he's a doctor, he needs to go. Anyway, he comes down here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. On his way into town, the coachman that brought him in set him up to be robbed and killed. It wasn't a very good start to his stay here. It's kind of like having a really bad Uber driver. Anyway, so somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen, and that person walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. I stopped there because Ralph has the same initials as where the doctor came from. Rhode Island, Ralph Isaacs. I was getting RI all the time on regular spirit boxes, so I bought the Ouija board device. I've had the device for about 9 months, and the RI has shown up about 6 or 7 times in the past 9 months whenever I bring up Ralph. So again, validation. But anyway, back to Ralph. He tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me to 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from friends of mine, and you'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on the offer, and the two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point that he's not after Amanda's money. She gets wind of this. She's moving down to Charleston so that way they can be married. Dr. Ladd then becomes known as the Whistling Doctor because he whistled all the time because he's a happy fella. Here's what I'm going to tell you about whistling ghosts. Every haunted city you're ever going to visit has a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. That's another reason why I'm taking this one out of the tour next year because, again, it's kind of a really big cliche. I get a lot of evidence out of this location, but it is a big cliche. Anyway, back to Dr. Ladd. Doctor and Ralph go see plays together. They cannot sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. He gets better seats. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. So they go see Richard III one night, and they're walking home talking about the new actress that was here in town, and Doc thought she was great. Ralph didn't. They start arguing over this actress, and then Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. It gets really ugly. They go their separate ways. Ralph has friends around town and goes to the newspaper, tells his friends to place an ad for him, telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of bullshit, right? Doc saw the ad, rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this, and somebody's going to die. Keep in mind, this whole argument started over an actress. I'd just like to point that out because it's silly and stupid, right?
Man.
So they came down, they took their 10 paces away from each other, they turned, the doctor pointed his gun in the air and shot his one shot. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage to show up to the fight, which is often what happened at a duel. But Ralph has his one bullet still in his flintlock. He puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc doesn't die, but Ralph proved his point. Still pissed off, not willing to forgive. Doc fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later after refusing medical treatment on November 2nd of 1786. Let me point out two things. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now. He's also a doctor. He refused medical treatment because he probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but he failed because he died. Now, every ghost tour that comes down here tells their guests to listen. We have 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get it on one of those 4 devices. That's the whole point why I had all of you start your video cameras. So again, you all record audio. Not to say on the regular spirit boxes, the red ones, we have gotten a whistling part of a song and the word doctor from a commercial immediately after. So it's like a doctor. Like, we get it all the time. Dozens of times in the past 4 years that I've been coming here. Just kind of keep that in mind. The numbers 59 also show up here, the name Amanda, and we actually had Amanda show up on.
Can I just say it's weird? My best friend's name is Amanda and our last name's Bailey. I'm sorry, that's just weird. And it's been up the whole time you've been talking about Amanda.
I don't believe in coincidences at all.
Is she alive, dead?
Yeah, no, she's alive, but she's like my best friend.
That was my next question. Connie always beats me to the punch.
Yeah, no, that's just weird.
I mean, because I just thought her dad was dead too, but he's alive too.
Don't kill all my people.
They're coming up in the ghost thing. Like, maybe somebody, her parents trying to reach out to you or something.
You have AIM on there?
Yeah.
Love it. We normally get gun, but I'll take AIM as well. AIM, and if somebody hears the word kneecap somewhere.
Well, they had to aim the gun. So.
If you're going to try listening for the whistles on your own, because I can't take you all the way through this alley, because I've actually been kicked out of here. We're going to talk about that because it's the fun part of the story. Turn on your voice recorders, walk all the way through, but keep in mind every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Queen Street throws a whistle down the alley. I used to do it every single morning when I was done with your data. My office is up here on this corner. My old garage is above the Scotchman that you pointed out. So I used to throw a whistle down here at 4 o'clock in the morning on my way home. Sometimes I got a whistle back, sometimes I didn't. It just depended. But here's how I got booted out of here. This alley didn't always go all the way through the way we came in. There was a wall up there, about halfway between where we're standing and Cumberland Street. The reason why is because this was called Cow Alley. This is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. So cows and chickens were down here. What does that mean for you guys? It means the bricks down on the other side on Queen Street are older than the ones you're standing on. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there, the fingerprint swipes and others. I used to take my groups down there just for a history piece, nothing paranormal, because you guys already know how I feel about graves. Right? So that kid, that's the last place you're going to find that kid, staring at the brick he had to overturn over and over and over again until it dried and turned into a brick. So November 26th of 2020, my entire group of 10 is huddled around that brick, waiting for something to happen with all the gear that I handed them. I'm trying to shoo them along, first off, because I know nothing's going to happen. Secondly, we're outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm just trying to be respectful, right? I didn't know that I was out of bounds for tours. I was still new in tourism. So the new owner of that mansion came out screaming. My daughter thought it was great because her dad's getting yelled at, and she was on the tour that night, and she thought it was hysterical. The next day, we just moved on. Like, after he was done yelling, we just kept going. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked in retail management, upper management for Walmart. And you guys understand now that you guys like to fight over towels on Thanksgiving. I will never work another Thanksgiving in my life, thanks to that. So the next day was the 28th. I called my partner that brought me into tourism, and I told him what happened, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did. He's like, you're not allowed to go down that far. You're only allowed to go down halfway. Otherwise, it's residential, off limits for tours, especially that time of night. You got to reroute the... It's Black Friday. I'm sold out again. I got to come up with something quick because the rest of my tour is that way. I need to get through the alley to get to it, so I had to come up with something going this way. I told them I don't believe in the next story. I'm a vampire guy, not a pirate person. I have never had anything happen with my devices. We'll see what happens. Before we left, somebody heard the name Anne on a spirit box before we left. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The famous female pirate, Anne Bonny. Yeah. So I was kind of like, oh shit, maybe we're going to get something. We go up and around the corner. I told them the little bit I did know about piracy in Charleston because, again, only a few hours to research. And somebody else hears the number 300 coming out of their spirit box. I don't know what it means. I write it down. I do the research. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy, November 28th of 1720, the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. So I'm getting a lot of wide eyes out of you guys, which is normally the reaction that I get. I was actually pissed off. Let me explain why. I have a master's degree in creative writing. Even when I'm writing fiction, and especially when I'm doing this, I need facts and data. Pirate stories are based off pirate lore, which was written 100 years after the alleged occurrences. Do you know how many damn books I've had to read on pirates? How many documentaries I've watched? How many video games I've played? Anything dealing with pirates, I do it. Just so I have another version of the story. Everything we're going to be doing at the next location, hopefully we get bleed over from Dr. Ladd, but came from a minimum of 2 resources. It is a roll of the dice if Ann Bonnie will be there, because she is said to be seen all over town. However, I'll explain why once we get over there. It'll make a whole lot more sense. Again, I always explain why we're in the space that we are in. But hopefully, once we get through the story, you guys will be able to spread out and investigate like what we did at the Pinckney Mansion site. And our last 2 stops, we will be working together as a group. And I will explain those before we leave the next location. But again, keep those cameras rolling. We're just going up and around the corner. EMF readings. Did we get anything while we were here, Chris?
Nope.
Any other words besides your besties' names? What were the last 3 terms?
Match, trailer, wishing.
Nothing. Did
Hug.
you 2 hear anything while we were
I just
here?
got hug.
I got lots of stuff.
She got a whole list.
Go ahead and read them off. I'll write down what I feel is relevant.
Okay, I got nation, keeper, doctor, around the corner, spirit, enemy, shot, downtown, closing, shouting. 5.3 came through, and then friends.
She's good.
Dang, girl,
You got nothing?
you haven't chose a career yet. You might need to do something like
Listen to
this.
him or them or that or
I was listening to this.
yeah. She's just better than me.
Obviously, Doctor shot friends like makes sense to me. I don't know what the 5.3 is. Excuse me. But again, that might be something relevant that I'll take a look at it. But again, if I don't know something, I'm not afraid to say I don't know it. I'll just research it. And if it doesn't mean anything to the space, then it's just in your notes. That's just kind of how I work.
Something to do with the
But again,
earthquake.
those other terms were kind of vague, so I just kind of took them at face value. But I do like Doctor Shot and Friends. Those 3 definitely make sense here. And again, this is exactly, what I expect. If you guys want to ignore me with those spirit boxes, the only thing, like with Kate's, I have to have it on mute when I'm talking, because if not, I'm trained to like stop talking and listen, because that's just what I do on a daily basis. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you do want to unmute it when we do exit and go up and around the corner, if there's other tours around there, we will just stay out of their way, because that's just what I do. But again, did we get the RI initials? Oh, we got AIM on here too, so we did get the shot
We
and
got
AIM.
inherit. There's an RI and inherit when you're talking about RI. I don't know.
She inherit. Oh, they inherited.
You got
their
inherit
stuff, right?
on the word list?
No, on this one over here.
On the word
yeah,
list.
I got inherit, yeah.
She inherited money.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the whole
and
point.
then there's RI in there too. No.
I like the word inherit
Okay.
more so than the RI. I think the RI inside of a word is more of a stretch.
Okay.
So, but you did have AIM. Yeah, anytime the thing spells anything out, I want to know what it is. Just 3 letters and more. So don't tell me like so and do and it and all that bullshit.
I haven't.
Yeah, it doesn't
I
mean
know
anything.
those are.
So are we
Yeah.
walking
Oh
down
no,
here,
it's
coming
doing
back?
something. I don't know what it's doing.
You broke it.
Oh, I don't know. I was trying to turn it up.
Yeah, it's not the button, it's the wheel.
It's the wheel. Okay, thank you.
You got it. All right, let's go learn about some rated R pirates. Unmute. Let's do this.
Okay, so we don't walk through this thing.
Oh no.
We already walked through it during
Trying
the
to get
day.
me arrested?
Oh no, we walked already through this during the
Well,
day.
you can as a
Yeah.
just a normal, but
No, it was
tours aren't allowed.
scary. No, that's okay.
I thought the one we walked through was a bit smaller, but I was saying, oh, this is it.
No, this is it. I told you. Yeah. Girl,
Why did
I
it look so
know.
much smaller?
Because we started on that end and came out up here, and there's a graveyard right over there. Like, you might need to go into ghost hunting, girl, because
Is this as scary as you thought it was going to be? Be honest.
it is. It's really scary.
Really?
I was traumatized as a child because I used to have the gift of talking to spirits, and I prayed for many, many, many years to get it away from me.
Why?
Because our whole family, like, witchcraft and, like, speaking to spirits and stuff, it, like, runs generationally in our family. And as a kid, I was traumatized because I didn't have no control over it. I didn't know, like, what it was or, like, what to do with it and what it meant and stuff. And some of the stuff that I was experiencing was, like, extremely traumatizing. Other stuff was really good, but not all the time, especially with where we were living and the history of them and stuff.
So obviously you can
So-
see that this stuff does not scare me. So when
Yeah.
I find somebody that is terrified of it,
It's only because of my own, previous, like, experiences and encounters. That's why I'm like, I don't do anything with spirits and stuff. But
you are right now.
because of
They're
her,
just not happy. They're not
yeah.
unhappy spaces. That
Well,
it
that's
takes
why I'm just recording for everyone. I'm not really paying attention because I don't want to see it, to be honest. Like,
Well, with that camera and the one that Wes has, they're small. So I don't always follow up with them in real time.
That's why I'm happy I didn't get that, because if that thing started talking to me,
Yeah, I wouldn't give you that.
I would be so traumatized. My childhood would have come back to haunt me. Because we believe in them. It's not that we don't believe in it, but... There's an alley over there or what?
No, that's a cemetery.
No, like... Oh, we're just going to a corner.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're coming back here to stay out of the other tourist wing.
Okay.
They like to go up there.
Okay, because I was like, what? No. Okay.
It just gives us a good spot to start
Yeah,
off with.
exactly.
We will spread
Okay.
out once I give you the history of the space.
Okay, perfect. And there's a cemetery back there. I'm going to put the camera over there.
Anything?
It was just saying some stuff to me before we walked out of the alley, but as soon as we got to like the street, there was like nothing.
What did it say in the alley?
It said,
Walking?
walking.
Okay.
Yeah, it said walking, it said shower, so I think it thought I was stinky. So it's a little funny.
We need shower.
Yeah. Walking, shower, and then there was a lot of music that came through, like a guitar music
No way.
that came through.
Okay.
That was the only type of music that came through, and then like a Luke Combs song.
Anything about who said it? I want to know what it said.
I recognized the tone, not what he said.
Got it. Last 3 words?
Well, I've got 6 on here.
I'm not
Oh,
surprised.
God.
No, that comes up here a lot.
Okay.
It's not normally on that
Oh.
device, it shows up on the word list.
Any marker overcome for
Oh, you're in trouble.
You're doing it now.
So the letter 1 spelled out sex.
Girl, they're speaking
this
to you, baby.
Well,
I don't want you coming home with me tonight. I'm leaving you here. You're not staying in my room.
So I want you to keep the word marker in mind when I start talking about some of the people that are into music history. What came out of your spirit box? I know she's going to give me a lot, so... Oh, look at you, like, taking notes from her. Wolf is the name of one of our radio stations, along with the bridge. So I take those out because they come up all the time.
All right.
Daughters. What came out of yours? Just read them off. Nuh-uh. Are you serious?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is going to be her career
Yes.
path.
Oh, it passed as soon as we were crossing the street. It said,
Wow.
Die King James.
Wow,
What?
happened?
I know.
What did
That's
you get?
Die, James, and then King.
So this is all going to make sense once I go through the history,
Okay.
okay?
Just keep listening. Don't worry about the history.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
brief
Do
you
you
later.
want to switch out? They're talking to her better. Do you want her to have the recorded one?
Where are my birthdays again? There was 3 of them, right? Birthday.
All 3 of them.
Mine's today.
Mine was last week, but
Mine was
Okay.
Monday.
That's what you're celebrating now, right?
celebrate.
Because those are the 3 people that are going to be running my experiment at the next 2 locations.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
You birthday girls.
so I try to make sure. Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you out.
Oh, no.
She's like, I'm good. All right, so every tour comes through here as well, but we're going to be looking at the space a lot differently than them. We're going to be looking at the little tiny building up front there. Those are not crosses on there. Those are earthquake bolts.
Wait,
You're not
what?
familiar with earthquake bolts? They're turnbuckles. You guys
Yeah.
have been seeing them all over town, just like in the buildings behind it. But you guys have been seeing like pineapples and lion heads and all kinds of Charleston charm bullshit. Basically, they're turnbuckles because if we have another earthquake like what we did in 1886, you can turn those turnbuckles and it's supposed to tighten the building so that way it doesn't incur any further damage. So it's a great idea, it just doesn't work. So I bring them up because it's part of the reason why we're here. Those are the first set of earthquake bolts that Charleston ever put in. The reason why is because that's the oldest government building in South Carolina. That's why we're here. That building was being constructed at the same time that Anne Bonny was coming here to start a new life. It's something as what I call a familiar. You guys all watch the damn TV shows. You've seen that Boo Buddy, right? That's the teddy bear with the K2 meter in it, the little blinky EMF meter. They use that so that way if they're trying to contact a child ghost, they would recognize it as a toy and therefore make it go off and try to come close to it. That concept works here as well because we don't have many buildings in this time era. That's why we're here. The big roll of the dice is she going to be here or near another one of those buildings that we have all over town? Hopefully she's here at the same time we are. Here's the story. The building took 10 years to build. Does that sound like our government? Small building, 10 years? I'll answer for you. No, not at all. Listen, like, oh yeah, it does. I actually had an FBI agent work on the tour one night and actually pissed him off. I'm like, I piss off a lot of people apparently. But anyway, so 1708 is where our history begins. Follow me, there's a lot of twists here. I'm going to breeze through it so we can get to work, and that way you guys can see why Di, James, and King are all relevant at this location. 1708, a young lady moves here from Ireland. Her name is Anne Cormac. She comes here with her father and his mistress. The mistress is her mother. Are you guys with me so far? The girlfriend is the mom. Three of them are running away from her father's angry wife. How pissed off was that wife that she kicked him out of the country by boat? Just putting that out there, fellas. Don't piss off your ladies. Kick you all the way up to Canada by plane. Much easier. But anyway, they landed in Georgetown. That's between us and Myrtle Beach, in case you're unfamiliar, again, with the coast. Dad bought a plantation up there. Mom died pretty quickly. That means Dad is now sending young Anne down here to sell things from the plantation to keep things afloat. Hence the familiar building. Now, Anne back home in Ireland was said to be a badass even when she was back in Ireland. They say when she was 7, 8, 9 years old, remember it's pirate lore, nothing is exact, that she killed a servant with a knife to the belly. Can't tell you how many times servant, knife, and belly have all shown up on 3 different devices, and the other 2 people don't know what's going on. Happens all the time. Back to Anne. Fast forward, the building's done in 13, but by 1715, pirates are starting to come through Charlestown. Anne is stoked. She's going to fall in love with one of these guys so she can earn her freedom, just like a man. The first guy she falls in love with is James Bonney. Did you catch that, Gabby? James Bonney. That's where James is relevant. Now, Dad didn't approve because he's a filthy pirate. They ran away to Jamaica. They got married. Anne Cormac became Anne Bonney. That's where the pirate name comes from. However, when she gets down there, she realizes that James is not the Captain Jack Sparrow that she was hoping for. This guy turns out to be a privateer. He's a spy for the British. He's a coward. This isn't the guy she wants. She falls in love again. Guy number 2. By the way, there's a handful of these gents, and we're going to talk about all of them. That's what makes the whole damn story. That's why sex is relevant, and you're going to see where marker comes into play here real quick, too. Now, guy number 2 is John Rackham, but everybody calls him Calico Jack. This is the guy they based your Johnny Depp character off of, in case you were wondering. He has his own ship, he has his own crew. Anne wants to be part of the crew. Can't put a female on a pirate ship. Does anybody know why? Thank you for keeping it family friendly. I appreciate that. A lot of times I get I'm not answering that damn question, because it get really nasty answers. He makes a deal with her. If you dress like a guy and look like the crew, you can be part of the crew. She's okay with that because Dad used to cross-dress her as a boy apprentice back home in Ireland to hide her from his wife. She gets it. It's a man's world. Let's all put 2 and 2 together. We're all adults here, right? She's a lady in his quarters. She's eventually going to get pregnant. Cannot have a pregnant pirate dude on the crew. Somebody's going to figure out that she's a girl, and then they're going to get rid of Jack as captain because it's a democracy. They'll vote him off. So he drops her off in Cuba. Have the baby here. These are friends of mine. They'll help you out. Come back later. We'll figure it out then. She goes and has that baby, but returns without a child. We have no idea what happened to the baby. None of my research has ever found it. So if you get a direct answer to that question, by all means, it's personal to you. I can't prove it. Back to Anne. She comes back dressed as a female. This makes Jack pretty angry. Now everybody's going to know he let a girl on the crew. To make him even more mad, she's going to go flirting with the pirate crew he just captured. They're down below deck. Guy number 3. Guy number 3 turns out to be a female, dressed like a guy, to be part of the crew that Calico Jack just captured. Now we have 2 females trying to be pirates on the same ship, but they're dressed like males. Her name, Mary Reed. She went by Mark Reed to become a pirate. That's why I'm excited about the word marker. So, again, did get marker and the word sex at the same time. Mary and Anne possibly became lovers, but definitely friends for sure. That's all we really know because of the time frame. But the British find out where they are. They send their fleet of Navy ships to come take down one pirate ship. The rumor is that Anne and Mary were the only 2 pirates not drunk enough to come up and fight with 1-bullet flintlocks because they don't know how to use cannons yet. They haven't been pirates for very long. Now, obviously 2 ladies with 1-bullet guns are not going to take on a whole fleet of ships with cannons. They get arrested. As they're being arrested, Anne looks at her beau, her captain, and she says, "I'm sorry to see you here, but if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog." The word dog shows up in communication devices a lot. Now the judge wants to see the 2 quote-unquote men that fought back so valiantly on their own. He's already tried and hung Calico Jack and the drunk pirates. They're dead and gone. The 2 ladies go in front of the judge, reveal their gender, hoping to save themselves, and the judge could give a damn that they are female. They are pirates. He's going to hang them anyway. They scream out, "We plead our bellies." They're claiming to be pregnant, because you cannot hang a pregnant woman in 1720. It's illegal. He sends them both back to jail and delays the hanging. Dad is still up here in South Carolina with all of his Irish money. He bails out Anne and brings her back home. She remarries. It's husband number 2, but guy number 4. We're going to count Mary because we don't really know. She has 4 kids, dies at the age of 84. I know you had the number 4 as well, did you not? Perfect. So with that said, Mary Reed died 5 months later in that Jamaican jail from whatever pirates die from in a jail. So use your imagination. Most books will tell you that. Most people, possibly. I usually say let's make it romantic and call it scurvy. So Lisa,
Same
would make
thing.
that.
That's what I was saying.
But most books will tell you that it was something simple like fever. So it's an interesting piece. But we know, pirates to be very romantic, and we like to, make them very eccentric. So scurvy and lesions would actually make sense in this kind of whole ordeal. And that's not a word I think I've ever seen on that device before. Hen?
Hen. Like chicken hen.
Like Cow
Hen.
Alley chicken hen?
H-E-N.
I like it. I'll write it down. Here's the things I left out of the story. And one of them we already have the answer to, so I'm going to have to reveal it because it's not something we get often. And here's why. Normally, I would give the question of, I did not tell you what the name of Calico Jack's ship was. And then when I reveal the answers, it's the Kingston. But I also tell you that I would not expect the word king out of these two spirit boxes because Kingston is not part of our Charleston radio station narrative, right? I would accept the word king as an acceptable answer. So you had James died and the word king. She has for, sex, and marker. Like there's a lot going on here already.
I got tub too.
Tub too?
The tub too.
Yeah. Here's what I left out. So I'm going to give you the rest of the questions that I did leave out. I did leave out the names of Anne Bonny's parents. So that's the father and the mistress.
Is that Will?
What'd you get?
Who got Will?
William.
She got Will.
Oh,
And 40 and lost.
I got trusted transaction 40 lost and then Will.
Yeah.
William was his name. So you got to still figure out what the mother's name is. The name of Jack's ship, which you guys
Sure,
already
they'll
know.
tell you soon.
Kingston. The city where Anne grew up in Ireland. I did not tell you what that was. And the color of Anne Bonny's hair. So people that are struggling with a spirit box, that's the question I normally give them because it is red. You would be right in guessing it's a cliche of red hair, green eyes because she's an Irish
I've got
woman.
green.
You have green?
Green, yeah.
Oh, shit. Nice. Like, this is me excited, everybody. In case you were, I'm not a TV show.
You were talking about red. I was like, no, I don't have red. I've only got green.
So, red hair, green eyes. But this ivy wall behind me is not your friend with that camera. Just so you have that idea, because you'll have a whole army full of men. Because again, all the leaves are in front of each other, right? So, the biggest orb I've ever caught here has been near the building. So that would be with your camera, Connie.
That's all I've been focusing on.
And your camera likes to act up in here, Wes. So just let me know if you see anything funny, like snow from an old tube TV.
Okay.
Again, we've gotten weird things. EMF readings, I'm only excited about on the back half because we have two giant electrical poles and parking meters on the other side. So if you get like a 3 to a 7 over there, I wash it away. I like it. So you had, what were the other two words? Tub and what was the other one?
Tub.
On this guy.
Oh, it's
TUV.
Hen.
Tub and hen.
All right. Let's spread out. Let's do this. You guys know what you're doing by now.
You just gotta stay right here, girl. You go ahead and let them speak, honey. Let them go speak to you.
She's all over them.
I know it. I'm telling you, when I say it runs in our family generationally, this is crazy.
I just love that I didn't reveal any of those answers and she was getting them. That's what makes this exciting for me.
It doesn't shock me. Yeah.
I love how Kate just finds a spot. Is that something you normally do? Just find your space?
We have a lot of historical family members.
So I do like crystals and tarot reading and stuff like that. So I kind of like follow kind of where my heart's leading me to go. So and it's usually been.
Well, you decided to sit right next to the
Sad.
Try to find the mom's name.
See, I was getting a lot of that music.
Yeah, you will. There's three of things.
Yeah.
Just slow down.
Long.
Yeah, she found the cat. I'm freezing. She turned it all the way up.
She's gonna find a good spot. Things giving her a hard time. Grace, you got anything?
8.06 is the peak.
A whole lot of nothing.
What?
I got it
Mother's
right.
name.
I told you to ask for it. Oh my God, did they give it to you?
It did.
It did. I didn't.
Watch out.
It gave me also escaping people.
Oh my God, it gave you the mom's
It gave
name.
me escaped and people did her name, her mom's name.
I literally. Wait, what did hers say?
Pet the cat.
What? What did yours come?
I just got cat and pet, and I've been like petting the cat the whole time.
Follow. Amanda, what do you got?
They're like telling you what you're doing.
I'm getting something off the X on the wall.
Girl, if your thing records something, I swear to God, I'm gonna
It's
quit.
picking up her. No, that's you.
Well, I mean, I'm moving my hand so you know that it's me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm listening to this too, because I got touch the screen.
It's crazy. Huh? Nothing like.
I know, right? Absolutely. And it could be part of it. Tone too. It's for me. I may be missing stuff. Or maybe like she's younger and cuter and they like her. And that's awesome.
I can't make that shit up, man. That's almost as crazy as the fact that Kathy stopped pretty much all of it. Again, the fact that she was getting them before I even seen her, that's what really Pet the cat, Gabby, those are all crazy.
Oh, she might be crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
See, look.
I'm trying to stay away from the cat.
Steal from a church?
That's what this is now?
No. The cat actually belongs to the circular church on the other side of the building.
Okay, so what do they use this building for?
It's a museum.
Oh,
You can
okay.
go in and visit. They'll tell you about the 7 different wars that it served and the architecture of the building because it's very weird the way it's
Okay.
built.
Oh, okay. It's a museum.
Well, not the whole building,
But,
just the bolts.
yeah, but to straighten the building back up.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Just to hold
Who
it
would have
together.
ever thought of that?
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
that's what these are right here. You see them on every floor?
Yeah.
They're just newer.
Oh. But they don't work.
No, sure don't.
Oh.
All right, let's go over
Isn't
to
that
this wall and
interesting?
kind of wrap this one up.
Okay.
I would have thought
Perfect.
those would have worked before those.
I'm not even looking at my camera. I don't want to see nothing move. It's already bad enough that they're all talking and stuff. They're all
I got a whole bunch of like different
Let me see,
names just
hold on.
popped up.
drunk, cool.
I don't know how
drunk
you're here.
brother.
I got nothing.
Well, that's what I was telling them. It's runs in our family like this. That's why I try not to involve myself with
It's a
it.
co-working space, so they can hear pretty.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and nobody works this late, so I got the whole place to myself.
So you have like a co-working office there and shit.
Oh,
Yeah, so on our full
How
moon
scary
nights,
that
the moon
is.
sits right next to the steeple from
Really?
this angle.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
If you look at my social media stuff, I use that photo a lot. So just because of, I mean, it's sitting like right around that third rung. So you have like the very top.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sit right next to it.
do I keep this on, right?
You can go ahead and stop it. So if
Okay.
you have cameras, go ahead and feel free to stop them. Let's kind of go through the history, the answers. I mean, we already have all the answers, but I want to show you how this all ties
She had more words show
What'd you
up.
get? Just read them off.
Okay, I got drunk, cool, love, Jack, brother.
beer.
Then I got Savannah, disappear, standing.
So you have drunk, you have beer, and the name Jack is Calico Jack. Not to mention, that's what I call the cat, Jackie.
Oh.
And she also has pet cat.
And cat, yeah.
I have to dive into that just because I don't know football, but I had to memorize Big John shit, so I can tell you guys every night. So I will tell you, 3 or 4 nights ago, I'm listening to the wedding going on.
It's like, oh my God,
You
they're
guys have no
coming for
idea how
me.
intense that is. That's all it is for me. So, in the background, again, there's no cars, there's nobody around. Home help in the background. Almost as if she's reenacting what occurred when she fell. So, she's talking about the event. Some of the questions we've been asking her, do you know who your killer is? Can you describe them? Do you know what happened to you? Did you have enemies? I know these are a lot of yes-no questions. But again, with a session like this, I don't want it to come out of radio stations of yes or no. I want to but we've been getting more things about the jewelry. The weird thing about the jewelry is that it was still intact when they took her to the hospital, meaning she was not robbed. During the image session that I'm going to be putting Michaela through, a few nights ago, the same night we had the help, an image of 11 pearls and 1 pendant showed up. I told you that happened on November 1st. I don't find that a stretch that we were asking about the jewelry. We were asking about the jewelry and we get 11-1.
I got November and first.
When did you get November?
November
A
when
while
we were
ago.
walking, and then I got the first one we got right here.
And that's her birthday.
That's my birthday.
Oh.
That's
So-
that ghost you want to tell you how birthday girl.
What other questions do we want to ask to see if, like, this is you guys helping me out to piece this together. So what else do we want to know?
Really, who killed her? Right? We need the name of the person. Yeah, she knows him.
We
I
don't know
heard
if she knows.
stranger.
Some say that she
Stranger?
actually...
Yeah, I heard stranger when you asked her. I heard stranger.
You said you fell.
Did you put stranger?
Did fall.
I didn't put it down because
Yeah, put it.
Could have been. With the shot,
Sure,
could have
right
knocked her down too. I mean, she was elderly. I want to say she was 64.
So she just
If I'm not
told you it
mistaken.
was a stranger, so she don't know who it was.
What else do we want to know? Did you get anything at all on this?
What type of pain did she have? Did she die happy?
She had gun critical woman. See where those are loose?
Yeah, gun critical woman. That, yeah. She was
Oh,
a
yeah.
woman,
Welcome to Charles.
critical pain from a gunshot wound. That answered that.
You know, ideal time to do this session because it is so loud out.
We're getting a lot of activity even with all this extra stuff going on. You guys with the voice recorders.
Oh, the
there.
other reason why we're here is because she's buried right across the street. So we're in kind of like a triangular effect. This is literally as far as I can take you going towards the end of the film. So this is it. Like I can't really, like one night we actually snuck over there and we had a bunch of cops like kind of like poking their lights. Like I was like, oh shit, we're not supposed to be over here. Oh yeah.
You're
That's
not
why I
allowed
don't
over
take you all
there.
the way through Philadelphia Alley. we're only allowed to go down halfway. We get caught.
You're not allowed to go over there?
So it's kind of like right on the edge. You can't be like next to the church. We can like kind of walk by it, but we can't stop at the church. So it's kind of like one of those. It's a yellow zone. We'll put it that way. At St. Michael's.
Yeah.
Getting any vibes on anything?
Yeah, if you do the horse and buggy ride, they go over this intersection.
I'm almost kind of like confused and slightly nauseous.
God,
Okay. Confused in
Mail,
which way?
jail,
As in, like,
bail.
Not like
You can
confused
go
by
on
what
the
you're
intersection
saying
in
or
all
what
of
you're telling
Charleston where
me,
you can
but like
have
it's hard
all
to kind of
4
like.
stages
It's
of
almost
your
like it's
life
kind of
in
like
one
in a
corner.
fog. Like I'm not like.
Disoriented.
Yeah.
God,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Get
I'm
married,
spatially aware. Like
go
I
to
know where I
jail,
am and I know where I'm at. I know
come
what
here
you're
to get your
telling me.
bail.
It's kind of like.
This is municipal law or whatever.
So you're probably wondering if those
That's,
vibes are yours.
This is religious
Because it sounds like they're
law.
not.
No, probably not.
that's-
Because I was so I had this, and I actually
There's
like,
like the 4
instead of
laws
like on
right
the
here.
plaster wall on the outside, like I climbed in the bushes.
I'm not
and
history
put my
person,
hand on
so
It's all over.
we're on this trip.
There's a lot of weddings around the corner.
But like I put my hand on the wall there and I got real nauseous, and then now whenever I got a whole bunch of stuff right here like about like
While we're drinking.
kind of like prison related
Bloody Mary.
type stuff like from the California.
Okay.
So but then they hold pirates in there at one point. I thought they did whenever they were waiting.
No, it just held gunpowder. All that stuff you guys see in the front of the building is just for show. Yeah, all the gallows and the pillory thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's all. They just had to put it somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well,
It literally just held gunpowder.
well, I don't know why that's up there. And this is giving me a lot of directional terms. Like
Yeah.
whenever we were actually like going into that parking lot, it says next left, and then that was the next left that I had to take in, and then it said you're good. Like before I got to my little spot in the corner, so it's giving me a lot of directional terms. I think that maybe my spirit guides think I'm a good boss.
That's probably annoying to you. Let's see how many minutes you get.
She's freaking out. Your poor woman is freaking out.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to give a listen to this guy to see what she's been hearing? But you guys are going to get the recording, but to do it live is a whole different ballgame. Does anybody else want to grab the headphones before I wrap it up?
Oh gosh, girl, we need you on this thing.
Well, I got more. I got Stranger and Man.
Is that the church still?
That's them. They're getting all over.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm like, what is?
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead and give them a whirl because we're going to go ahead and move on to the next space.
Like I hope somebody else sees that.
She got more, she was saying.
It's kind of.
I'll take a look at it.
That's what I was like.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know if there was a casino around here or anything, but I got casino.
Nope. Go ahead and throw these on. And we're just gonna give you about a minute on them so you can kind of get the gist of them.
Just say that.
You're gonna hear everything. That's the whole point. You gotta see why I like numbers. They're very specific. Where did you get tickets? Right here? See how you can hear every little thing. Well, now everybody else knows because we were recording this back then. Alright, I'm gonna put this on stop.
Holy.
Did you hear the ring? It kind of was that way.
Yeah.
Kind of was that way. Alright.
So I was like, alright, so.
Alright, let's go blindfold some people. You ready for this, Mikhail?
I'm ready.
I'm sure. She's been stoked.
Oh, you're still listening? No, get it. No, girl. I wasn't trying to hear nothing. You said that lady's buried over there by the church?
That's what Dolly said.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like in through there. That's what you said.
Ooh. So the name Henry is for this location?
Yeah. Alright, so Kayla and Gabby, come have a seat. So Kayla, you're going to hand your camera off to Kate. She's going to give me her spirit box because we're not going to use it in here.
What?
It's not recording.
Yep, I'm going to take that from you in just a
Okay.
moment.
Cool. You might want to wipe it down a bit. I did have it up on my face like a phone, so I could
I
really.
clean everything.
Okay. Okay.
And most people use that for the phone.
Okay. Well, I mean, I wanted to be able to like really hear it.
Gabby, where you at? Have a seat. Here's how this is going to go. So I'm going to hand you guys the equipment, and I'm going to take everybody else and go teach them the history over by that monument. The only thing I ask is don't put the equipment on until we come back. If I'm blindfolding young ladies in the middle of a dark park, it never looks good. Okay? You guys get the point?
Yeah, okay,
So,
got it.
Hang on to this. You're going to have to take off your glasses when you
No
use
white
it.
vans around here anywhere, is there?
You got any candy?
Okay, listen, my
Candy?
fiance and I
No,
remodeled a
kittens.
white van.
All they need to get is free kittens.
No, her and her fiance have remodeled a white
van to a
kidnap van.
camper. Yeah, and it kind of tripped me out in the
Gabby, do me a
parking
favor.
lot whenever
Turn
we
down
got
your
sex
volume.
on that thing because we did drive the van.
And pull out your...
In the parking lot. So I was like, I feel attacked.
I'm going to hand you earbuds. You're going to give me the headphones. And I'm going to give you earbuds. Nope, unplug it. It's wrapped around your phone.
Oh yeah, don't break your new phone, girl.
So I'm going to give you a set of earbuds because I'm going to give you noise canceling headphones, which are right there, that Connie's going to put over top of you once you're blindfolded, so that way you can't hear us completely. This
Then
is
we're
your
all gonna
blindfold.
run
If
away.
you can figure that out while we're gone, that would be great. If not, it's an origami project. I'll help you out when I get back. Your earbuds are Earwax's Rose. So you get to keep those. Buy them in bulk. I used to only use earbuds with none of the headphones. I only did earbuds, but it's a little harder to hear through the So here's what's going to happen. We're going to go learn the history of the space over there for about 5 minutes. You two are going to become besties. Sorry, whoever the besties that they came with. But you guys can sit here and chit chat, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks on what to expect with this. Because again, go ahead and turn it down. What to kind of expect out of this. We're only going to keep you two under for 10 minutes. So any more than that can be very disorienting. So again, especially if you've never done this before. So especially on your end, Gabby, because again, you're going to have all sensory deprivation except for hearing. That's the whole point. So I'll come back in about 5 minutes with the rest of these folks, and we're going to talk to you as if you're the ghost, and you're going to hopefully give us some really kick-ass imagery. So that's going to be hopefully our friend is going to be able to help us out.
I believe in you guys. Y'all got this.
We're coming back for him. I promise. We're going this way.
I mean, I'm talking about in their activity.
I want to know if the name Nancy means anything.
Okay, I'll ask them.
Because I had got Nancy.
She said, does the name Nancy mean anything?
Not to me, it doesn't.
No.
My son's teacher.
I love how you guys just make these odd connections all over.
It's part of the fun.
So this was the new space for this year. So last year when I came in here, I just told my team, because I only had 2 people, it was a cold November, everybody canceled. So I took 2 people out and said, we're going to experiment with the new space. I don't know what we're going to find.
Do anything with this?
Not yet.
Okay.
You will, because you're going to record the entire thing over there. But what basically the person on the spirit box heard was the year 1828, the name Henry. I was using your word list, and I had the name Tim on mine. Behind me is Henry Timrod, born in 1828. His exact year showed up. It was kind of like, well, hot damn, there's my ghost. Fun thing for me is a lot of the other ghost tours do come in here, but nobody's talking about Henry, only me. So that's the cool thing. What you guys need to know about him is that he was a writer and sick through most of his life. So there's the start. Being born in 1828, he's old enough to go fight in the Civil War. So he goes out to the battlefield and starts fighting for the Confederacy, but his comrades realize he's too sick to fight. Knowing he was a writer, they sent him home. They said, go be the voice of the war. They wanted him to come home and start writing about what he saw out there, let the people know what the battles were like. So he came home and started writing poetry. He became known as the laureate of the Confederacy. Like, this is a pretty prestigious title if you're not familiar with the writing world. So a couple of years go by, he's doing pretty well for himself. and he has a son. His son's name is Willie. He's born on Christmas Eve, but he dies 9 months later. So a very tragic death for him and his wife, Katie. Sorry, I don't normally put the person with the same name underneath this whole session because it can trigger some things.
It's okay because it's Kate.
Yeah, I get it. She went by Katie, so... but anyway, a couple years, he's not writing as much, and he has another writer friend that realizes this, and he says, you can use my cottage out in Columbia, and you can get back on track, leave your wife behind with her parents to mourn. So he goes out to this cottage, he wrote his last words. His last words were, beholder of brief mortality, meaning dear person with a short life. And then he coughed, and it landed on the page in a blood stain. He had tuberculosis.
Oh my God.
So the blood stain looks like a man writing at his desk. They only show this page one day a year at the Charleston Library Society because that's where his collection is held. You have to be a member of that society to go see it on Halloween. But the internet is beautiful. I'm going to show you what this page looks like, and then we're going to go talk to Gabby as if she's Henry Timrod. And the images, I'll do a quick demo of what AI imagery looks like when it's being generated, so you kind of have an idea of what she's seeing in there. But I will show you those images. Granted, she gets some before we actually part ways. So it's a very interesting experiment. It's been pretty light through the month of October because Henry died in October, as did his son. So it's almost like he had a whole month of mourning. So it was very quiet. Here is what we call the blood book.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Cough, cough, death. Here's
Oh
your
my
blood
God.
stain of tuberculosis.
Whoa,
So, good creepy story for us to end with, right?
Yep.
that is
I
crazy.
figured as much.
Oh
I
my
appreciate you
God.
guys letting me test out the new location over there and getting a little bit of a recording. We'll see what pops up. We didn't catch that help in real time. When that was a few nights ago, I caught it when I was back at the office. So it was very cool stuff. And you guys actually can go back and see that because it's up on for display in the same month. So again, very interesting piece. Here's what's going to happen when we get over there. We have had triple-digit numbers as this session has gone on. All the way up to 167 is the highest reading we've ever had here. So definitely keep an eye on that. So Amanda, you're definitely going to listen in. If you want to just do one ear pod like what you were doing before, that works great. So that way you can hear the questions I'm asking.
Okay.
Because again, sometimes I do use real-time things to kind of verify that we actually have somebody channeling through her. So Connie, you actually have the most important job with cameras because you're going to keep your camera on them the whole time, just because you're going to have the clearest picture. As far as recording with the other two cameras, by all means, record wherever the hell you want to. Have caught anomalies in here with that. That's basically why I have it. It's because somebody brought that here. And if we don't get the answers out of Gabby, they normally will show up here or through Amanda's device. So you're definitely going to keep an eye on things. So pay attention to the tips and tricks that I give them of what to expect. Are we ready to go talk to a ghost?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm with Chris. Let's do it.
Hey ladies, y'all look lost.
Why are you blindfolded? Alright, so here's what to expect out of this. Gabby, we're going to start with you. You're literally going to be telling us everything you hear in real time.
Okay.
So what does that mean? If you hear something, you say it. Don't forget to talk. You're going to have a couple of hand motions, just because you're not going to be able to hear us when we're done. So Connie is going to tap you on the leg when we're done. So that means you take off your own gear, kind of thing. So I'm never going to touch you, it'll be her. If she's talking too loud, Connie will tap you on the shoulder. So if you're talking too loud, because we do have neighbors, I'm going to have her just tap you on the shoulder. That just means quiet down. If we can't hear you at all, she may lift up that noise-canceling headphone and just say the word louder. So just kind of keep that in mind. I want you to also tell me everything you're hearing, including yes/no questions. You have no idea what I'm asking. That's the fun part of this. If you hear yes, no, I want you to tell me, because I might be asking our ghost if I'm wearing a black vest. I'm expecting a yes. So also, when you get under, find a comfy volume. Do not touch your spirit box if you want to make sure you're not cheating. I've had that happen in the past. And I will, if I think you're cheating, I start asking silly questions. Like, what color is a blue banana? Kind of mentality. So if you, I do that on purpose, and I've caught people that way. So I'm very good at
No cheating.
I know, right? You ruin it for everybody.
Nobody likes a cheater.
Watch
By the
your
way, let's
phone.
crowd around a little bit so I can show you a quick AI image. I'll create one. I use this every single day to create social media posts. I use Bing's AI, which I believe their operator is ChatGPT. And I just,
AI on
here.
so I'm just gonna create an image right now so you guys can actually see what it looks like. So create a comic book style image of a park at night with a white church in the background, full moon in the sky, and 9 people staring up at it. I try to be very specific so you can kind of see how this works. I always give it an art style, so you gotta give it a heads up.
You are.
You're okay.
Yeah.
You want him to use this to record in case if I have to touch her or something?
You'll be okay.
I can go up and okay.
This is your night, dear. We're not professionals out here.
Okay.
We're just having a good time. So it'll basically say I'll try to create that, and then it'll give me 4 options to choose from. I slap my Stories in a Cemetery logo on it. It's still generating. It's not the hourglass. I'll just slap my logo on there, and then I use it for social media. Like I created a ghost raking leaves the other day and said ghosts don't like yard work. They want to play hide and seek. So you can see the comic book style image, and it'll give me 4 options to choose from.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Like AI is so smart.
That's crazy.
So I use this every single day.
Wow.
It's just something that I do. But I like to kind of give you guys a gist of basically well, I gotta use my phone for this. By the way, if my wife is sending you dirty pictures, just let us know. It's just a joke I make because it is my phone. So these images that you're about to see, it's almost like the ghost is whispering into it. It is using EMF, the same way that Chris's device is, but it's translating that to create an image. Some of these images that she's going to see, she might not even know what it is at first until it generates it in full. And it's going to look like it's moving, it's just generating. It's not a moving picture, it's not a movie, it's just going to come out as a still. But you're literally just going to give us very quick, short descriptions on what you're seeing, because if you see 2 ladies on a bench with a tree, just say 2 ladies bench tree, and I may ask you further questions if Gabby's not giving me enough. Like, hey, can you tell us the time period and stuff like that. So I'm going to set this up for you. On your end, you're going to be talking, so you won't need your phone, because you're not going to be able to keep track. I'm going to take those from you once we're done. So I know you're very excited, but
so put your phone away.
Started. So phone away,
Wait,
earbuds or blindfold.
Does 9-5 mean anything? Because I got that twice.
9-5. No, you do have.
I got that twice.
You got St. William,
which is
and then
September
I got St.
5th.
William.
That's interesting.
I got September 5th twice and then St. William.
I don't know what September 5th is, but I will.
No, I just made up 9-5. September.
It was like
5th.
9.5 and then 9.
Oh, 9.5.
Perfect. Did you figure out your blindfold?
No, I did not.
Okay, I'll help you out. You're going to see white smoke, just like this. You're going to tell us everything
Put
that's
your phone
not white
away
smoke.
so it
I just
doesn't
put that in
fall.
there so you don't fall asleep. There is
so
a
scared of her
focus
breaking
here,
that
so
new
if
phone.
things look blurry for you, there's a little
She's
dial
clumsy.
right here
You should have
at the
seen
top.
the phone that we just got rid of today.
See that where my finger is?
She
There's
just
a
got
dial,
that
so I'm gonna
today.
turn that. So go ahead and slap that over your head. Let me see your blindfold, your origami project. You're going to put the blindfold on first, take those earbuds out. I know you're anxious.
Cold.
So this is going to go on like a Batman mask. Those go over your ears. And then you're going to put your earbuds in. And then you are going to be putting this over top of her head. So hand me your camera, and you're going to go behind her and slap those over her ears once her earbuds are on.
Okay.
And once she gets started, we're only going to keep you guys under for 10 minutes. It's 11:29.
Cool. It's like we're doing an experiment.
We are doing an experiment on her.
Oh man.
So Michaela, just shout them out when you get something too. It's good.
I have a white building. It looks like an old hospital.
Okay.
It actually looks like the side of that church.
Be like
Interesting.
that. I mean, what do you want me to do? That's what it's supposed to look like.
Okay, Gabby, can you hear me? Gabby, can you hear me?
Got an arched door down here.
Okay. Like how she points like we can all see it.
I'm sorry.
Everybody does it. So we are looking to speak with Henry Timrod. This is Michaela, Gabby. You can hear what you want us to hear, see what you want us to see. It looks like you might be giving us an image of St. Michael's. You might want to turn that camera off since your light is so bright. It'll ruin the effect of the infrared camera that you're using.
Oh.
So you can use your camera. I just wouldn't use the light from your
Oh
camera.
no, it's fine. We're gonna have this one anyways.
Henry, if you're here, can you tell us something about your occupation? Let's start off nice and simple. Connie, can you remind her to tell us what she's hearing?
You have to tell us whatever you're hearing. Yell
we
it out.
started already?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already
No, I
started.
didn't know. I heard November 31st. If that.
Just keep talking. Don't stop
Okay.
talking. Just keep talking.
Ow.
Henry, can you tell us something about your occupation?
I heard data and insightful.
What did you do for work, Henry? You guys can see where I said keep Henry in the back of your brains now, right?
Mm-hmm.
picked up a lot of things.
He already talked to her.
Fire.
What kind of fire?
I see burning trees.
Oh,
You have to
God.
back up. It's not coming at you.
Yeah, I know, but y'all don't know what my occupation is.
Oh, fair enough.
I have sticks on. It's like a brush fire.
Standing.
Henry, what's going on with this fire? I don't know anything about a fire in your story. Can you tell us if something burned? Because that's not the first time we've seen a fire here. Tell me something new, Henry. Teach me something. By the way, everything I just told y'all came from these sessions. That's how I learned about this. This wasn't me reading a book.
Is this on? Is this right here red?
Yeah. Why is it not warm?
No, it's really hot.
Place.
What place burned?
Hot.
Did she just say hot?
Yes.
It's hot. She said place
Sorry, I
burn.
got distracted.
She said place hot.
Henry, what was on fire?
Guys.
The only thing I could think of that may have been caught fire is he was in charge of a schoolhouse at one point because he was a teacher.
Big.
Was it a boys' school?
No.
Worse.
This is
Thank you
freaking
for
me
pointing that
out.
out.
This is freaking me out, bro.
Henry, did you bring somebody else here with you tonight?
Kept going.
Henry, I'd like to know if you brought somebody else with you. If you don't want to talk much, the other person can.
I'm cold.
Who said that?
Me.
Details.
You just said you were hot.
I know. When that fire was there, we currently have a huge brush fire that.
It was like in 4D for her because she had that heated
Long
jacket on.
time ago.
Okay, back to Henry. What's your temperature? 55. What place burned? Henry, something happened with your schoolhouse? Because I know part of it still stands. Was there a fire there? Teach me something new, Henry. I know we have the same conversations night after night. Teach me something new. You want to tell me what's so significant about that schoolhouse? That's where he met his wife. She was a student of his.
I heard yeah.
There was a fire there. Talk about your wife. Let's talk about something happy. Tell us.
Loyal. I heard loyal.
Oh my God, that's gonna make me cry. That's so cute.
So, can you tell us your wife's maiden name? What name did she have when you met? It's Goodwin, for those of you that are paying attention. I think all of you are tonight. Henry, can you tell us Katie's maiden name, please? Henry, I'm treading very lightly. I'm not talking about your son or the war or anything that brings back bad memories.
I heard God.
We have gotten like good night. The word good I would take is no images at all, Kim?
No.
Falling asleep under there?
What does God
I have
mean?
the red circle, the white circle, with the red dot in the middle.
Good?
Red
I
dot.
heard unemployed.
Okay.
I don't know if that means anything.
I know part of it still stands. You should just be seeing gray smoke, no dots at the bottom.
Oh, I looked down. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm looking straight. I got.
This much.
Uh huh.
Unemployed could have been he took himself to be unemployed because he did die a poor writer. Henry, let's kind of go back to who you wrote for. Where did you put your poetry? Where did you publish it? It's in a newspaper. You worked for a newspaper, and that's where you published all this.
Henry, did you have a diary?
We did get to a journal here yesterday. And I would consider his journals where that blood came from.
Henry, did you hide anything in a chest? Anything about a chest? Or a box?
Drink.
Okay, just for shits and giggles, since you haven't gotten anything in a few minutes, those dots at the bottom, are there 4 of them?
No.
Okay.
I heard $200.
Dang, didn't you have cash? Yeah.
I don't know what he was paid, nor is there any receipts for that. I mean, it's a nice reference, it's not provable. Henry, we're going to be wrapping this up. I like this very calm conversation we tried to have. Can you tell us good night? Henry, would you like me to read a stanza of your work before we close this out? That is a yes/no question. Dead silence. I expected Gabby to be Gabby.
He must just not want to talk.
There are nights where it is almost complete silence, where we've had no images. And again, it's just, if psychics are on the tour, they just walk in and say, "He's not happy, you're here again." But neither were the Pinckneys, but look at them now. They're shouting my name out. We got all kinds of clues to them. Henry, we're going to wrap this up. You know, we only do this for about 10 minutes. It can be a lot to be able to talk to you back. Can you tell us good night back? I appreciate you telling me about this fire, giving me something to research.
I heard a recruiter and base.
Can you say good night back to us? Would you like us to go home?
What was your position in the army?
Yeah, she had position.
I don't think he would have been.
I have a person. I have 2 people. Nope. I have a person laying on their side, and they are looking at me.
Okay. What's the time period?
It's a male. He is sleeping.
Are you sure about that, friend?
I think so. He is breathing. He's laying on his side like this. He is breathing. He's got one arm down. He's laying on his side.
Do you know what time period it is?
No, it looks like a cartoon.
Okay. Interesting. Henry, I'm interested to see this image. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. One last chance to tell us goodnight. Bid us farewell until tomorrow. Henry going once.
What is cycling?
Going twice. Okay, Connie, go ahead and tap her out. Kaylee, go ahead and peel that thing off your face. You look terrified. We can't even see your expression. It's all about.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Well, my ex-boyfriend's a firefighter, so when that shows up, I'm like, oh, okay, you kind of hit home. Okay,
All I heard was static, most of it.
Okay, so don't get up, either one of you. I just want to make sure we don't have baby giraffes getting up and falling over. So let's kind of take a look at these images. I would call this slightly successful, just because I had a few direct answers, and there's another image that's actually generating, which looks like a fish on a plate. So don't know what that's relevant to.
What were some of the questions you asked?
So
we're gonna
we'll go over that later. Try to keep listening
Yeah,
to
these
stuff.
are the images that were coming up for Michaela. So let me come over here so you guys can all see them. I can't really make them big, but you must have missed that.
I thought that was just practice.
Nope.
Okay, I did see that.
I don't
Because
know
that's
what
the
these
one I
are.
was trying to adjust.
So I'm okay with not knowing something, right? Yeah. So
I thought that was just like a practice because you said, here, press that.
So
just
that's
look.
what I.
That actually looks more like the Citadel
can't
than it
work.
does St. Michael's Church.
Yeah.
So the Citadel,
Oh, you got
Not
cold.
like the main building, but like the barracks building.
well, the old
Who's
building.
cold?
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry. I really
Possibility.
thought that was practice.
No, you're good.
I see how that would terrify you.
Yeah, that's
So fire for sure. The funny thing is you said place and then hot immediately after
After
she
she
seen the
said
picture of
that,
the fire.
yeah.
So I was asking
Oh,
about
at
a
the same
schoolhouse that
time.
he was in charge of. So I'm going to dive in to see if there was a fire there. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Oh, I kept getting.
That's horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last image. That's why I said he is sleeping.
Oh my
I
god.
kept getting,
That looks like a sick dead body
that?
to me.
Oh, that's
So,
horrifying.
don't zoom in.
That looks like a sick dead body.
I started getting like his.
They're
I
like
thought it was
pale.
2 people, and then I was like, okay, wait, no.
It looks statuesque to me.
Yeah.
Very
It said-
statuesque.
But
You know
he's
what's kind
laying
of
on
cool
his
about
side.
these? So sometimes when we get these images and I'm like, I have no idea what this is, especially if we get like a gun that shows up or something specific, I can put it in Google Lens and it will actually, I know, I get very clever with the tech.
That's smart.
So a lot of times I'm able to kind of clue in on things, and we have gotten things relevant to Mary Ravenel. I would tell you that we actually got a picture of a woman laying on her side with her arm like kind of crossed over. And I put that picture next to a picture of Mary Ravenel. You would not believe the amount of facial features that were identical. Very cool shit. So I'm not going to give you the full history. You're going to have to wait for the regular audio. But I will tell you we were discussing a writer who coughed up blood on his last page that he ever wrote. And it looks like a man writing at his desk. So that's what the blood stain looks like. We call it the blood book. So we do get a lot of like bloody images here. We do get Dr. Ladd that will kind of chime in from time to time because the house I told you about, that 59 Church Street, is 0.3 miles over here. So again, it's almost a curse to kind of know exactly where you're at all the time because of all the history that's here. So again, when I see like Dr. Medicine, kneecap, all that weird shit that we would normally get at the alley, it'll slip through on this. And we'll get, we get it all the time. That's why I asked if there was anybody else here. So
You asked if
the
anyone
damn
was
bells
here?
didn't ring. So I will tell you, every time the bells ring during one of these sessions, I always stop and ask. Go ahead and stop your video, by the way. I always stop and